All right, welcome here at CAVOK Racing Network for yet another race at Alpha Touring Challenge. Of course, it's Monday night and me and Charlie are back up here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. It's going to be an exciting race. Well, of course, it's my favorite. It's the sprint race. And Charlie, welcome to the booth. What do you think of this race?
Oh, this is going to be spectacular. First off, I got to say, I'm surprised Canada let me in because I look pretty suspect these days. But we're here and we're at a great facility. This is such a phenomenal racetrack with so much history. I love it. I can't wait for this one to start.
Well, before we do anything else, maybe we should have a quick look how our introduction lap is up here.
Welcome to Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada, home of the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, also known as Mosport. Designed and built in the late 1950s, Mosport is a 10-turn asphalt racetrack stretching 2.4 miles or 3.9 kilometers. The Players 200 was the first major venue to be held here in 1961. Sterling Moss won the race in a Lotus 19. Tonight's Alpha Challenge will be a 20-minute heat followed by a 40-minute feature with the top 10 finishers of the heat race starting in reverse order. The famous hairpin was expanded into 2 discrete corners to be a greater challenge for the drivers and more interesting for the fans, named Moss Corner after Sterling Moss for his suggestion on the redesign. The current lap record of 1 minute 5.8 seconds was set by Marco Warner in 2008 driving an Audi R10 LMP1. The current TCR record was set by Matthew Taskinen driving an Audi RS3 in 2019. With 7 weeks complete and 2 chances to score points, who will we see at the top of the podium joining greats like Jackie Stewart, Emerson Fittipaldi, AJ Foyt, and so many others? Canadian Tire Motorsport Park offers a rich history in motorsport that has stood the test of time. Winning here tonight will always be an unforgettable moment in time to whoever it will be.
Right, Charlie, I couldn't have said it better. Of course, everybody wants to win up here. We currently have around 30 drivers who all have opportunities to win over here. But of course, we have a couple of favorites. If you look at this field, whose name would you pick right over here?
Can't just pick one because there's got to be at least 4 that are for sure in the running to take this victory. So I guess we just have to go with Bojack because he's the favorite, because he's been dominating all season. If I was going to pick an easy one.
Yeah, that's a very easy one. And then, of course, we do have Micah Hendricks also from Curb Your Enthusiasm Autosport. They are one of the two, and they're right behind each other in qualification. We have open qualification over here. It's going to be 15 minutes where everybody can make as many laps as possible. Although, I do have to say the draft is really a lot less in this season. So I'm curious to see what this will make a difference for Micah Hendricks right behind Wojciech Swiatovic.
Yeah, I think even though there's only a slight draft, that backstretch is so long and uphill that it's got to be somewhat of a factor. I feel like in a place like this, it's not going to do him much good in some of the other places. And I don't know for certain that we're going to get a ton of side-by-side racing, but these guys are so good that in places you wouldn't think they could go side-by-side, they can do it no problems. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. I do see Francois Schink already and having a really fast second sector. The same is for Damon Mitchell, is fastest in the 3rd sector. And they are now getting up to the first timings. I see some guys going off as well. Making sure that it doesn't have to be each lap that you need to be fast. 1 lap is enough. And you have to get it within those 15 minutes. But I am curious.
We should start getting some times here pretty quick. I think Logan McKenzie is our lead car right now on the track.
We're still looking here at Wojciech Swiatovic and Micah Hendricks right behind him. And I do see that Logan McKenzie has a quick time already going in there. But then you see Wojciech Swiatovic just getting set purple on yet also the 2nd sector. Micah Hendricks is not getting closer while he is just so close. Amazing, look at this. I am curious to see what these times will be.
Logan McKenzie crosses the line at 1 minute 27.3 seconds. And here they come. Wojciech 126.9. Very nice lap. Micah Hendricks 127 flat.
That is amazing. Look at Micah Hendricks. And then he is supposedly having some opportunities with that draft. But that's what I mean. There is no draft over here anymore. Wojciech Svidovic and oh, Micah Hendricks goes off track. That's a big crash. Well, better now than in the race. And Charlie, what can you tell us about the race?
Well, I think that we're going to have, this is a pretty technical track in some spots. So I think we're going to have tons of naked aggression. I feel like you're going to have to be aggressive because passing could be tough in some areas. So I expect this to be a high intensity race. You know, season's winding down week after week, and you know these points matter. And today's two opportunities to score points, so these guys got to be aggressive and capitalize.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also looking to Dan McFarlane, who did such a good job in our previous race. I'm curious to see what he can do. Currently, he's in the top 5, but we'll have to fight. But the times are all so close to each other.
Yeah, they really are. We don't have, I mean, fourth place through 7th place is all 27.3s.
And look at this. Logan McKenzie is going to get quicker. I'm curious about McFarlane. McFarlane still on 5th place. Is he going to make a quicker time? It looks like it. And where is he? Oh, Dan McFarlane is still on that 12th place. I think he had an off track because he was very, very quick in all 3 sectors. But I don't think that the track was certified. I'm having a quick look. Where is Kurt Smith on the moment? Because Kurt Smith had a really quick time in the practice.
And he's about halfway through his lap here. Boy, those times at the front, 126.29 for Logan McKenzie. That is screaming fast. Got a little gaggle ahead of Kurt Smith here. Hopefully
yeah, that is
nice
to see.
Time.
And while we actually look at that, maybe it's a quick, good time to actually look at the overall standings in the championship. Because, you know, that's all what we're fighting for. We only have 4 races after here. And we do see that Wojciech Svidovic is taking a lead. 320 points. Micah Hendricks, 305. What do you think, Charlie? Is that still possible for Micah Hendricks?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't count him out for a second.
Now, I do think that this lap of this 2 races will be very important for him to come a little bit closer. But then Logan McKenzie, 273 points. But is he flying? He is one of those drivers that suddenly took a victory in Road Atlanta, his home track. And really, maybe this is the turning point for him, and he comes back and crashes both of those drivers. After that, we see France. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's right now looks like he's got the momentum in his favor, you know, keeping it rolling from last week. He's looking good right now.
Well, talking about momentum. Francois Schenk and James Carr, both very closely by on 4th and 5th. And then Matt Zepka. I was a little bit afraid Matt Zepka wouldn't show up, but he is in the field. On the moment, he's number 12. I do expect a lot more from him, and he needs to if he wants to hold that 6th position or even look a little bit further. Because David Bauer, Jacob Wally, and Raymond Choi are right behind there. And then especially Raymond Choi, I think he is the best rookie so far. He really, really had a good season so far.
Yeah, and he's up +2 positions from last week too. So yeah, he's looking good, moving in the right direction.
Yeah, that's great to see. Justin Rhodes is on that 10th spot, and then we see Connor Acetella. Kurt Smith is on that 12th place, but we will see him soon, very soon, back in a different standings. And then we see John Lozar, Jerome Bajulas. Naked Aggression started with him. I hope to see that today with him as well. And then, of course, Thomas Leva, Erik Statzer, Dan McFarlane, Damon Mitchell, and Adrian Farowski. And as 20th position, we have Daniel Sedeno. But let's talk about that different standings. We have the Delta standings. And when we look at that, let's have a quick look. Yeah, we do see Kurt Smith there coming back. 144 points. That is a big lead over Thomas Leva.
Yeah, absolutely. That one's going to be a little bit tougher to overcome, but anything can happen. You know, you just got to keep fighting the good fight and click off good finishes and see how it plays out.
Yeah, definitely. And then, of course, we have the last one. Well, if you talk about a big lead, let's not say any more because Curb Your Enthusiasm is with a pounding lead of 783 points. I think they already get that championship, but there's many things to go for. Great to see Breakfast for Dinner on that third position, fighting with second Breakfast. I think those teams have a little bit of an alliance, and it's great to see them doing so well up here at the AlphaTouring Challenge. But let's go back to racing, because we are still racing. We still have qualification. I see Svrdovic on the moment still on first position. Logan McKenzie on that second one. I am looking now a little bit. Logan McKenzie's just coming over the line. And that is nothing. I don't see any improvement so far. We still have 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, Wojciech's got him by 0.18 seconds. Oh, Dan McFarland just put in a stellar lap, 125.6. Look at Dan go.
I was saying it before, he had such a quick time, but then it didn't work, and now it suddenly does work. Look at that. How awesome to see new drivers coming on to the top, and Dan McFarland is definitely one that we want to reach out to and pay attention about him.
Yeah, that's a spectacular lap. I'm sure he's stoked right now. Be great for him to get out ahead of these guys. Go toe-to-toe with them. Some of the other guys further back, I think we got a couple new faces. I believe. I don't recall the names. Do you remember any names? I'm sorry, fellas.
Kevin Clark, but he is still in the pit. I'm not sure if he's coming out. Because you do need to race if you wanna be on the track over there. And Kevin Clark is still in the pit. And for the rest, I don't see any new drivers so far. It's the good old names. It's the James Carr. It's the Conor Acetella, and of course Francois Schenk, Logan McKenzie, and then Dan McFarland in that front. It's a little bit weird still, but this is gonna be an exciting and maybe historic race. And
yeah, like I said, there's a lot of history at this racetrack, and it just means a lot to so many. So I think these guys are going to put on a spectacular show for us tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm looking already forward to that second race where we do an inverted of the first race, and the first stop then will be inverted, and yeah, then you're going to see some amazing racing. We saw that the other day. Micah Hendricks is dropping all the way back to 7th on the moment, and he only has 4 minutes left in this qualification before we start the first 20-minute race. What about that?
Yeah, it's going to be quick action, full aggression, no time to waste. You got to go. You know, you need these points. These points mean a lot. And, you know, the reverse grid, sometimes I feel like, wouldn't it be better just to finish a little further back so you can start a little further ahead? But yeah, I think it's going to be spectacular.
No, it's going to be spectacular. It was last time at Road Atlanta. Great racing, and definitely to see, because in that top 10 there is not that much difference, and especially if you see those two drivers, Wojciech Svrdovic and Micah Hendricks, going a little bit further back, then yeah, they need to work very hard. Last time that wasn't possible. I do want to have a quick look at the number 26 on the moment, the 416, Hank McCarthy. Still that second time that he's here, but great to see to have him back. I have to say, I love that livery of him. I want to hear the backstory of that one. Do you think it's a real shop, Hardware Hank?
It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, it looks like it. It's very professional.
Yeah, it seems legit.
It seems very legit. We do have Peter Urban also on 7th position, also one of the new drivers in this season. But then, yeah, let's have a quick look at Wojciech Svrdovic. He is on the moment on that long straight. What do you think? Is that a good overtake position, Charlie?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all straightaways are the best place to pass. There's only really a couple passing zones because there's a couple single line corners here, but this for sure is going to be one of the places that you're going to try to put a move on them, and you really can go side by side coming into these next corners, running out to the start finish line as well. So the last corner, not recommended side by side, but if there's something on the line, you got to.
Yeah, that was my first victory that I took here on Motorsports. Was actually in that second line where we had to pass each other. Jake Ashe, I never forget that fight, and I took that victory, and I will never forget that part. It was an awesome race to see. But we do see Wojciech Swiatovic going yet again a little bit quicker, 1.25.3. He is now 2/10 away from Dan McFarlane and Francois Schink. I'm having a quick look. Charlie, are you still with us?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right, good to see that. So Wojciech Swiatovic, will he take that victory? It's 1.15 seconds qualifying. I think it's possible to go any quicker, but you need to do it right now.
And we got a little update. James Carr just put himself in P2 with a 125.43. Well done, sir.
All right, let's have all the eyes on Dan McFarlane, because he is setting a quicker time on the moment in the third sector. So maybe he can do something. He is really pushing his car on the moment.
I think he just pulled out a line here.
Ah.
Yeah. He must not have felt like he had it. Or maybe
well,
got
third
off
spot
track.
still very good, because this qualification will end in a first race, 20 minutes. It's quick, and you need to be in the front already to take that advantage. I'm having a quick look a little bit further back. Damon Mitchell comes up in 9th position. He has been practicing apparently, because that's a really great time for him on that 9th over there. All right, so times is finished, and everybody goes out.
The field is set.
All right, so that means we're getting completely ready, and that also means we can go quickly over to the grid. Wojciech Swiatovic, congratulations. He takes yet again first position. But then we see James Carr standing right behind him from breakfast for dinner. Dan McFarlane right behind there, and together with Francois Schink on that second row. And right behind them, it's Edward Gorman and Logan McKenzie. Logan McKenzie will have to see if he can actually take that one more victory. He needs to do that to fight it up with Wojciech Swiatovic and Micah Hendricks. But Micah Hendricks is a little bit further back, because he's right behind Logan McKenzie together with Peter Urban. And that is our second row. Let's have a quick look if we have some more rows that we can show you. And we do. We see Raymond Choi, John Lozan, Jerome Badulas. Come on, Jerome. Let's show that naked aggression that we know you have in you. I'm really looking forward to that. And then, of course, Thomas Lava, Matt Zepka, 18th position, Daniel Sedeno, Jose Moret, 20th position, and then Mark Darnell. And I think we are getting ready while I show maybe some more grids over here. 32 drivers. Aaron Law just came in as well. All right. Well, Charlie, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting all day for this one, Pim.
This is going to be a great race. I hear the engines already going.
Not showing. Looks like second place is not on the grid yet.
Yeah, James Carr, we're waiting for him.
There he goes.
And then we do have end the gridding, and we can start. The lights are on. The lights are starting, and here we go. Wojciech Swiatovic is going to take us together with James Carr and then Dan McFarlane. Dan McFarlane is immediately dropping back. Francois Schink takes that third position. Look at that, how quickly already there's movement going on over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Dan there. If he just got maybe not the best start.
Well,
maybe
Francois Schink, Francois Schink says, no worry, I will take that position. And it is a quick race. We only have 20 minutes. So, yeah, you need to make sure that it's working. You see Kurt Smith falling back behind Conor Acetella while he took that spot earlier. Already some small movements going on.
Yeah, nice and clean start, though.
Well, that's here at the All-Fat Touring Challenge. Always a case, I have to say, or a lot of times. It's still one big field over here.
Yeah, what a spectacular sight seeing these guys go through Moss Corner like this.
Yeah, and there are some people going side by side. I'm always wondering if that's really worth it, but Look at that. Wojciech Swiatovic is trying to get away, but it's now James Carr who says, no, I don't let that happen. We've seen it before that he can do that. New Hampshire was one of those examples, but this time Wojciech Swiatovic gets to check up with James Carr because he's following right over there.
Yeah, it looks like James may have went a little bit wide on the exit there. He's going to lose a little bit of ground to Wojciech.
Oh, I do see him
not quite warmed up yet.
Yeah, John Lauzon actually went off track over there, so he's going to lose 2 positions.
It looks like Francois Schenk was going to make a move, thought better of it.
Well, that's probably the best thing on the moment.
He's got a great run on him coming. Oh, they may have made some contact there. Francois Schenk up the inside of Dan McFarlane.
Look at this naked aggression. Let's talk about it, because that's definitely what you're going to see. And now Logan McKenzie right behind there. Also not dirty to make some moves, but he needs to look back because it's Edward Gorman right behind there. And then Micah Hendricks still on that 7th position. What is he going to do? He needs to move forward to make some moves to Wojciech Swiatovic.
Yeah, Wojciech's not running away yet, so that's good for these guys. They'll try to get up there as quick as they can and battle with him instead of battling each other.
That's what we need to see, and on the moment they're going on that long straight. It's such a long straight over here. Anything can happen if you want to make those moves. I do see Francois Schenk getting closer and closer to Dan McFarlane. Is he going to make a move over there?
Sure looking for it.
Yeah, but it was a good defense from Dan McFarlane. Stayed on that inside line, and it is difficult over there. You have to be side by side, and on the moment, Francois Schenk has to go by there. But Logan McKenzie is getting it more and more closer. He's running a little bit away from Edward Gorman. Curious to see what they're going to do.
And I'd like to report Charlie Bowman has had an off track and nose. It's the wall pretty good. He is close to the pits, so he'll probably be able to pull in the pits to get us faster there.
Nah, that's not what you wanna see. Do you see biggest fight on the moment? Peter Irwin, 9th position. He's getting closer and closer to Damon Mitchell. But here it's such a difficult part. I've seen it happen, but you need to have such a momentum and going on the outside. On the moment, that's not possible. We still have 60 minutes to drive over here. I think that fight in the front here with Wojciech Swiatovic still not checked out. It's James Carr who's really holding on very strong and kept the whole field over there. Then McFarlane is getting a little bit more steady on that 3rd spot. But then a little bit further back I see... Was that John Lauzin? Yeah, John Lauzin and Daniel Cedeno are going nearly side by side in that corner. Great move from Raymond Cheu. Holds off. And then immediately you have that big 2 corners over here, and... if you do it right, you can really get a nice run over here.
Yeah, you can fly through there on the right line, but if you miss it, it's tough to reel it back in.
Oh, we do see that was Dan McFarlane who was a little bit sliding, and then immediately Francois Schenk is getting really close. This is the moment, but it's also the moment that maybe Wojciech Swiatovic sees the chance to get away, because that's now the opportunity.
I'm sure he's hoping that these guys fight because it'll make it a lot easier for him to pull away. I think
what would you do?
Feels that he's faster than Dan.
Charlie, what would you do?
Wojciech?
No, if you would be Francois Schenk, would you start fighting?
I feel like if I really feel like the guy's holding me up, I'm going to do everything I can to get by him. If he's moving pretty quick and I feel like he's at least equal, then I would probably just tuck in and let's try to work together.
Now, in the moment, Dan McFarlane holds out, but doesn't defend that much, and knows that Francois Schenk is not doing it right over here. So maybe they do seem to work a little bit together, because this first 4 or 5 cars are actually trying to get away. Logan McKenzie is holding on for his dear life.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are all smart race car drivers. And so they're playing the games, all the scenarios that we're talking about, they're running the same thing through their head. Should I do this? Should I go there? Should I, so.
Yeah, look at this. We do see David Bauer now just made a move on Conor Acetella. That is for position number 10. There's a whole gaggle behind there. Jerome Bajulas, Raymond Cheu, John Lozat, all are in there. And
Connor Acetella hit the inside wall. He's going to lose a couple positions, I think.
Well, Conor is now into that fight.
Yeah, and these guys are just bullying him out of the way. They know Connor's fast, so if you can get ahead of him, it's definitely a good move.
We do see Raymond Cheu had a great exit, can follow Acetella. Is that enough to actually go for that overtake? Conor stays on that inside line, and then it is difficult to defend, but if you want to do it, you need to do it right now. And he had a quick look, but Raymond Cheu takes the best option to hold back on that. And they're still going on. I do see that the fight in the beginning in the front is a little bit closer. Wojciech Swiatovic still not running away. He's actually getting hooked up by James Carr and Dan McFarlane. I also see Ed Gorman getting a little bit closer to Micah Hendricks, but that is a lonely group. And they have missed the boat up here with Logan McKenzie and Francois Schenk. I am not sure if Micah Hendricks has the momentum on the moment. It's 1.5 seconds, but it's growing per lap. And we only have 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, time's winding down fast.
Yeah, exactly. I am glad that Teddy is back up here, and the big fan of Dan McFarlane. And since Teddy is coming, I have to say Dan McFarlane is driving really well. So maybe that's a good luck charm for him. But he is currently on that third position. Francois Schenk right behind there. And then Logan McKenzie. But this is getting closer and closer. When is the fight going to start?
It seems like it's really... every time these...
I think you're dropping out a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm looking on the moment to Dan McFarlane, who is holding off James Carr. Or is holding on to James Carr. But what a fight with Francois Schenk and Logan McKenzie. And yes, for the people in the chat, there is a reverse grid for the next heat. So that means the top 10 will reverse. And that means on the moment that Bauer will get that first position up together with Peter Urban and Mitchell. So that is going to be interesting, because then Wojciech Swiatovic has to pass a lot of people. But on the moment, he is trying to get rid of James Carr. And it looks better and better for Wojciech Swiatovic. It's nearly a second. And that becomes critical. Then McFarlane, what does he need to do? Does he need to look in the back?
No, he needs to keep his eyes forward the best that he can and try to click off optimal laps. But Dan McFarlane is not going to make it easy. Not really getting away from. Just completely destroy these guys.
Now we do see in the back that Francois Schenk has some eyes on Logan McKenzie, but holds off quite nicely. Oh, and look at this. James Carr needs to defend
Gonna
hard.
try the over-under there. See those guys just stack up behind him. That's the risk when you're in that close pack like that, is if you don't make the move and you lose your momentum, those guys are going to try to capitalize on that. It's able to hold tough.
Amazing that he can hold that off. I didn't expect that, because there was clearly some small mistake that he made. But look now, Dan McFarlane also has difficulties to hold the grip. Are those tires already going?
There's a lot of load in that corner. You know, it's going to pull the tail on just about any kind of car around here.
Here we see the first group is coming in, coming quite nicely all together. James Carr is really now the leader of this second pack. Wojciech Swidovic looks like he can run away a little bit. But I'm already looking forward to that next race, Charlie, because then Wojciech Swidovic will have a lot more difficulty up here.
Yeah,
look at
we're
that,
seeing
James Carr's getting back.
Passing is not the easiest here, so starting, you know, in 10th position is going to definitely be a disadvantage.
Yeah, definitely. I want to have a quick look. Position number 12, see Jerome Bargelas getting closer and closer to Kurt Smith. Kurt Smith lonely on the top in Delta, but is on the moment on that 11th spot. I think we need to just officially call him an Alpha driver because he is such a quick driver.
Yeah, for him to be, you know, floating the top 10 with these guys really goes to show that he is a stellar driver and is definitely ready for promotion.
Exactly, but also the consistency. He is always there. Really love to see that. And great fights he has on the moment with Jerome Bargelas and Conor Asatella. Raymond Choi tries to head on to there as well, but let's go a little bit further to the front again, because Logan McKenzie is getting closer and closer. What is Logan McKenzie going to do? Oh, he is really putting the pressure on Francois Schenk on the moment.
Yeah, and right behind them, Micah Hendricks has joined the...
Oh, and it's good. Someone is paying attention because Matt Zepka has crashed, and I'm not sure exactly what happened. Let's have a quick look what exactly happened. He was driving along quite nicely. No! He gets hit by a blackjack car, and that is huge damage for him. Look at that. Oh, that is a car completely broken. That does mean that he will have to go to the pit. And that is the reason why he is now on that 30th position and will drop even further back, if possible. But that's what happened to him. Here back in the front, Logan McKenzie, still in there.
Still all over Francois Schenk, filling his mirrors, letting know, I'm here and I want by.
Yeah, and the time is running out. We're now 6 minutes and 40 seconds, and he is trying to see if he can make that move happening right here, right now. I'm looking again to that position number 13, because they're now going 3 or 2 wide over there. They were trying to do a 3 wide, but that didn't work out. It is Jerome Bargelas, Conor Asatella and Raymond Choi who are fighting hard over there. Raymond Choi is now getting a little bit in the back. He gives up and Conor Asatella takes that position.
So Logan McKenzie almost went off track coming through Moss Corner, and Micah Hendricks was really able to close the gap on him, but looks like a little bit Logan's pulling away on the straightaway now.
Well, and he does have Micah Hendricks, and Micah Hendricks knows how to attack, but he needs to do that in 5 minutes time. Lap times are very quick, so probably some 5 laps that we still can do over here. 4.
I think we're closer. I think we're at 3.
3 even. Oh, look at that. Well, I'm glad I'm not driving and that I'm not fueling those cars. But Logan McKenzie is again in that Curb Your Enthusiasm sandwich. He's done that before, and look at this. He's trying to really freak out Francois Schenk. And Francois Schenk slides over there.
Francois.
What are you doing?
Mate turns in so hard, he lost the rear. Now Logan's all over his bumper, beating on it.
Oh, and Micah Hendricks says,
Hendricks pulls to the outside.
I'm going to do the same thing. This is going to be the firework that we always want to see. And also, don't forget, Edward Gorman is right in the middle over there as well, because he gets in there. This is the fight that we want to see. And while I say that, of course, there is a fight in the front we'll go back to very soon, but this is nice to see. Great divers. Logan McKenzie holding off.
Yeah, James Carr looks like he's in position to make a move on Wojciech Swidovic as we go down the backstretch. These laps winding down. He's the closest he's been. He's pulling right up to his tailpipe now. Looking to the outside. Is he going to go for it? He's going to go for it around the outside for the lead. Wojciech's got the preferred line to the inside. James is right on his rear quarter panel.
Yeah,
going to try to back off him a little bit there so he can get some momentum exiting here.
But this is great defending from Wojciech Swidovic, and look at that. Dan McFarlane is now also into that fight. This is going to be some interesting last laps. They're holding
James
on the moment.
Looking again, but there's not really a place to go.
No, definitely. And what about Logan McKenzie? Because Logan McKenzie is still looking to Francois Schenk on that 4th position. What are they going to do?
Yeah, Logan's not out of this either. He's got Edward Gorman all over his tail, trying to make a move on him as well. And so he's trying to battle in front of him, defend the battle behind him. Francois Schenk gets sideways a little bit again. He's really struggling to keep the tail behind him.
Or is this just a really great defending technique? While he does a really good job on the moment, he holds up to that 4th position. I don't think he can go any further. He just needs to hold on, but this is going to be a long, long run. And they're going to have a lot of momentum going on right up here.
I'm scrolling back through. I'm not really seeing much battles further back.
No, I think
Wojciech
the battles that we...
leading
exactly.
the race with possibly 2 laps to go here. We'll have to watch for the white flag. We're down to less than a minute.
Well, look at this again, yet again, another move from James Carr. He's not letting it go, and again, Wojciech Swidovic defends really well. But now it's then McFarlane also into that fight. This is going to be one of the last laps, and how long can Wojciech Swidovic hold on? What a great fight we see with James Carr.
Yeah, James Carr is looking good today. Put the pressure on Wojciech. Wojciech's handling it pretty well, but he's not going to give up. James loses a little bit of momentum there. Dan McFarlane had to avoid him a little bit to the left.
Yeah, and look who's coming, because Logan McKenzie brings his fans with him. Edward Gorman, Micah Hendricks, and then Damon Mitchell are now all into that little fight as well. Damon Mitchell a little bit further back, but I do see Micah Hendricks getting more eager and eager. If he could get a couple of spots over here, that would really benefit him. Oh, David Powers goes off track.
Got a good run on.
Oh no. Francois Schenk, you say? Let's have a look at him then.
Yeah, he's trying. I'm sorry, it was Logan all over the bumper of Francois Schenk. My bad. Here comes Logan to the outside.
Yeah, but that's going to be difficult. If he needs to do it, he needs to do it now. Yeah, that's really well done, because now he gets that inside line. But stays he there? That's the problem, because Francois Schenk is still there. Oh.
Boy, side by side coming to the white flag. We got a 4-way battle for P4.
Look at this. Logan McKenzie is now suddenly taking that position. Micah Hendricks is getting closer. This is... Oh, Micah Hendricks drops in like it's nothing over there. But Logan McKenzie says no, no, no. And he holds off to that 4th position.
Oh, there's a little bit of contact back there with Francois Schenk, I believe.
Well, you have a quick look. How is James Carr doing on the moment? While we're still watching this fight, because this is the biggest battle that we have on the moment. 4 cars, and it's Logan McKenzie who holds off into that 4th position. Micah Hendricks 5th on the moment, and then Francois Schenk dropped to his back. But can he hold it up? Because here comes Edward Gorman. Edward Gorman, is he going to do it up here? Dan McFarlane, let's have a quick look. Dan McFarlane is getting closer and closer. Is he going to go for that 2nd spot?
He's got to make a move right here. He's coming down to the checkered flag. He's going to do the outside. Oh, maybe almost hits him right there in the rear quarter panel.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening anymore. No, I don't think it is. And that does mean that Wojciech Swidovic yet again wins that first one.
Oh, we got contact behind him. Francois Schenk comes, or Micah Hendricks goes sideways coming out of the last corner with some help from Francois Schenk. They're able to keep it together and cross the line, but that's definitely one worth looking at, Pim.
That was an interesting one on that last moment, but luckily they all came nicely in. And that does mean that this is the end of the first race. Wojciech Swidovic takes that 1st position. And then, of course, James Carr then McFarlane and Logan McKenzie, and then to final off the top 5 is Micah Hendricks. So far that top 5, Charlie, what do you think about it? Unexpected?
Yeah, definitely. I was surprised to see Micah qualify as far back as he did and not be able to get up there. It looked like passing is not an easy thing to do, which means these guys really have to be on their game and eliminate mistakes, because that's going to be the best way to pass a guy, is to put the pressure on him, cause him to make a mistake and take that position. But I think it was a good battle for sure.
Now, I love the battle, and this is a short race now. We're getting 40 minutes in. We do have a little bit of a warm-up. Maybe that's the best time to go to take a little break, and we'll be right back after this. All right, Charlie. Well, I'm done with my break. Got my fresh water right over here. I'm for sure yours has a little bit different in your glass. But we're looking at
I got an empty beer sitting in front of me.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was happening. David Bauer is driving on the moment, trying to see if he can get any laps in. This is a warm-up time, and then we go to that second race, and that is really the race that I was looking forward to, where we're going to see the top 10 reversed, and we're really going to see the struggle to get through. And what do you think the tactics should be? Should it be like a max and just take one each lap?
I mean, if you got the speed, it's going to depend on how it plays out. But I think that because it's a longer race, you can be a little bit more patient. It really depends on how quickly the guys ahead pull the guys up front pull away, because we've seen it last week at Road Atlanta where it took them a long time to catch that front car. I forget who it was, but it took a lot of laps to actually get to where the front guy was. So if these guys, 10th place, 8th place, 9th place, if those guys don't get aggressive right from the start.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think that Eric Stutzer is one of those guys that we can have a quick look at. And while I say that, the finish has made it up there. So we're going to get a reverse grid. Everybody is coming back onto the track. So what about starting in that chicane? Is that difficult, Charlie?
I don't think so. It depends. If you're the inside guy, it's probably great. If you're the outside guy, it might be a little troubling with turn 1 being a right-hander as well. But it does have a little bit of a banking in it. So, they like to torque steer.
Yeah, definitely. We do see every car is now getting back onto the track. In the pits, they are all ready. On the track, they are all ready. We're waiting for a couple of drivers before we can start this race. 30 drivers onto the track. It's busy yet again on such a small track. Curious to see what will happen.
Yeah, we got another solid turnout tonight. This is definitely a driver's favorite. I don't hear too many people say they don't like this track.
Well, and everybody wants to have those points. Well, and here we go. Lights are off, and here we go. Kurt Smith is taking that first position. Then Peter Urban. Damon Mitchell immediately goes for that second position. Francois Schink is already up to fourth position. And then we see Edward Gorman, Micah Hendricks, Logan McKenzie, James Carr all going by. And it looks like we're all clean.
Oh, there was a little bit of contact between teammates back here. Dan McFarland's teammate ran into him. Oh, we got a car off the track.
That is Jerome Bajulas, who I think went off track, but he's actually coming back up. Doesn't lose that much momentum, or is that James Carr? I think that was maybe James Carr, because he dropped 2 spots, but he will be back into this battle. And they're still all together. Look at that. One big slide. And Kurt Smith, our Delta driver, is in that. And oh, some scuffle right over there. Look at this. They're going side by side now.
Yeah, there's that naked aggression, Pim. These guys are on it. They know they have to go.
Oh, they're going forward.
Logan McKenzie, he don't know which side to. That's the Curb Your Enthusiasm sandwich, right? He wants to be right back in the middle of it yet again.
Oh, this is amazing. Look at that. And that does mean that Kurt Smith and Peter Urban are getting a little bit further away, because that fight behind Damon Mitchell, Wojciech Swiderowicz is already in there. Pay attention. Wojciech Swiderowicz is already trying to make a move on Logan McKenzie, but Logan says no on the moment. Edward Gorman is right behind there. I see Jerome Bajulas, Dan McFarlane, all are in there. Oh!
Wojciech got a bad exit on the last corner there. It's gonna affect the gap between him and Logan.
Yeah, but look at Francois Schink, because he went off track as well, and has now Logan McKenzie right behind him. Wojciech Swiderowicz up there. Micah Hendricks is in front of him.
We got somebody dropping down the list. Quick, Pim.
Oh, that's Dan McFarlane. Dan McFarlane goes, there's something wrong with them. Let's have a quick look.
Possibly David Bauer was in that too.
Dan McFarlane, let's have a quick look. What exactly happened? Fan favorite, and oh, he gets turned around, and he can actually save that car. Yes, he can. No, he can't. He does hit the barrier over there. Hopefully not too hard, and needs to come back. But that were a lot of cars dropping in there.
Oh, we got more chaos in Moss Corner with David Bauer.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, and chaos up ahead of him too. Looks like Charlie Bowman's off the track.
Oh no, everybody goes off
start.
track. Well, have a quick look at Raymond Choi, because he's already 4 positions up from where we started. And he is fighting hard on the moment, trying to see if he can get that fight back up with Edward Gorman. Oh, he's sliding. It is really dirt track racing over here, but that's going to lose him time. Conor Satella has a moment over there to get back. And look at this, Kurt Smith is still in first position.
Yeah, watching these guys up front, they're just pretty much in a line now. I think that nobody's pulling away, so you don't have to be so aggressive. You can kind of run this chain and see if you can optimize on a mistake at this point.
Yeah, definitely. But do see, Micah Hendricks is currently on that 4th position already. He took 2 positions, but Wojciech Swiatovic has moved to the 3rd position, to 7th position. 3 positions up from where he started. He is getting closer. The whole field is...
Somebody's off track. Mike. Thomas Lavoie just went off track.
Yeah, and I think now Jose Moret is going off track. Really, that's too bad. He's going to lose quite a bit of spots. Luckily, no damage on his car. But QT Motorsports will have to talk to him because that is a big loss, and he's now dropped 6 positions from where he started. And Adrian Fedorowski is now passing him as well.
These guys are struggling a little bit in Moss Corner in this race. It's a tough corner, and the car can get away from you real quickly, and especially if you have a little help from behind.
Yeah, exactly. And on the moment, we're looking at Peter Urban, who's trying to hold off Damon Mitchell for that 2nd position. Micah Hendricks is already up there. What does Micah Hendricks needs to do? He needs to attack if he wants to be in that championship. On the moment, he is 3 spots further away from Wojciech Swiatovic. So it's action time for Micah Hendricks.
A good move to get in there in the shuffle as well. Sometimes you can get the 2 for 1.
I only think Max Verstappen can do that. And Damon Mitchell is holding off quite strong, but here he comes. Micah Hendricks wants to make that move. Is he going to go to the outside? And can he hold that? Because that's such a difficult corner, the next corner, to hold on the outside. He's really trying.
Yeah,
He's getting to the panel.
David Bowers had another crash. This one was a major one. He took a tow.
Well, we're looking here at Damon Mitchell, who's holding off very nicely. Micah Hendricks has no way of getting past Roundup here, and really needs to wait till he get a better shot. And that means that Francois Schenk, Logan McKenzie, and Wojciech Swiatovic are all still following.
Yeah, they're holding together pretty well in this pack. I mean, there's only, what, 2 seconds from 1st to 7th? So they're still all really in this fight.
That's a long race. We still have 33 minutes, of course. But it is a nice way. And while I say that, Damon Mitchell is going off track. And then immediately Micah Hendricks comes in. Francois Schenk is having a look over here. Oh no, it's getting busy for that 4th position on the moment.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, capitalizing on that mistake.
And I'm curious to see what Wojciech Swiatovic is going to do. Is he going to make the same move? Because Micah Hendricks is now 1 more spot up. And he wants to be in control of that league race, of course. This is not just for this race, it's for the championship. And Micah Hendricks is doing very well on the moment. Holds that 3rd position.
Oh, there's some contact.
That was some contact. Francois Schenk backs out of it, but he did smell the back of Damon Mitchell.
He tried to plug into his HDMI port.
Yeah, and that didn't work out. I do see Peter Urban has some momentum and is trying to get closer and closer to Kurt Smith. Curious to see when that's going to happen and what is the impact for Kurt Smith on the moment. On that first spot, it has
our leader's off the track. Our leader just went off the track.
That's what I mean. The pressure of number 1 is it's a huge difference. He's going to drop all the way back. He's back on track and can hold it. He's now coming right in front of Edward Gorman. And yeah, that's interesting to see. But that does mean that Peter Urban is now in the lead. Micah Hendricks gets that freebie and goes up to that 2nd position. Damon Mitchell 3rd and Francois Schenk on 4th position.
I think he did succumb to the pressure because this last lap, Peter Urban was the closest he had been. Peter Urban goes off the track now a little bit.
I don't want to say this is a broadcast curse. This is more the first driver curse. Micah Hendricks will have no troubles with that, and he is getting closer and closer on the moment.
Yeah, and right now Micah's looking great. He's up. Where is he? Up 4 positions. Currently sitting P2, just kind of being patient, being aggressive when he needed to be.
And the whole group is coming by, and this is what I like about these races. It's so close and it's so difficult to overtake. And look at Peter Urban still in the front over there. Micah Hendricks is getting a little bit closer, but also needs to pay attention about Damon Mitchell. Damon Mitchell is just flying in this track.
Now watch a little further back in P16. Matt Zepka just made a move on Zach Perry. Was able to get by him. Pick up a position. I know he's not where he'd like to be.
No, but I do see
up front with these guys.
Exactly, but did you saw that move from Jerome Bachelos immediately overtaking Zach Perry? Zach Perry was mentioning to us that he had some troubles with his setup, and that's clearly noticeable. But on the other hand, it is 17th position. He's 4 positions up from where he started. It's not a Matt Zepka who is 12 positions up from where he started. That is really, really nice done. But he will have to make some spots up if he wants to get into that championship.
Yeah, he's going to have to put in the work today.
Let's have a look at Francois Schenk, because Francois Schenk is now side by side Damon Mitchell. Damon Mitchell's going to that inside. Is he going to make that happen?
Touch. Bumping tires there. See if they can get through here. Bumping some more tires. Now Logan McKenzie's all over Francois Schenk. To come up to the start-finish line here. Francois Schenk pulls to the inside. Looks like he's going to have good position coming into turn 1. Yeah, Logan McKenzie right behind Francois Schenk.
And behind there is Wojciech Svidovic, so look out. This is all going to be one action. But we do know last time Road Atlanta, some small accident happened with such a close racing, and then immediately the whole group got taken out, or at least lost a lot of momentum. And Micah Hendricks lost a lot of points. He is now not in this fight. He's in front of this. And there is a gap going in there. 1.6 seconds with the leaders, Peter Urban and Micah Hendricks.
Yeah, Micah Hendricks is pulling up on Peter Urban. Won't be surprised if Micah makes a move. These guys battling with behind him. It's a good chance to get by and try to pull away.
Yeah, definitely a little bit further back. Zach Perry has overtaken now again Matt Zepka. And while I say that, Kurt Smith is in an incident. Oh no! Kurt Smith and James Carr went off track. Let's have a quick look what exactly happened over there. Oh, they're going 3 wide. They're going 3 wide. Yeah, that's never, ever gonna happen.
Yeah, this ain't Talladega.
No, this is not the way that you want to do that. And look at this, 3 wide. The number 3 is going in there and then hooks up everybody. Ay.
Looks like Micah Hendricks is making a move for the lead coming into turn 1. He's got the inside. And I think Peter Urban just gave it to him. Maybe trying an over-under situation.
Yeah, or just maybe like to hold on and make sure that he can actually get away to him, because it's still 1.2 seconds. And Micah Hendricks, can he show his real speed on the moment? Look at that. The fight behind there is also heating up. Wojciech Svidovic has moved up yet another place. And I do see behind there Mike De Almeida went off track, and immediately it's again Jerome Bachelos who gets a free position over there. He moves up back to 12th position.
Wojciech Svidovic has got a pretty good run on Damon Mitchell coming up the backstretch here.
Yeah, but it's so easy to defend. If you just stay on that inside like Francois Schenk is doing on the moment, it is going to be difficult, but Wojciech Svidovic needs to do that. Is he going to do it right over here? I have to say, I'm impressed how close Wojciech Svidovic stays over here. It does make me worry that he's going to make a move over here. Onto the straight.
Looked like he was trying to give him the old bump and run there. Nope, not gonna have enough to make a move into turn 1 here. This is such a great corner. It's one of my favorites at this track.
I do have to say Francois Schink is defending really well, but Wojciech Swidovic has a lot of patience on the moment. And it does mean that Micah Hendricks can do something nice. Look at this, Francois Schink makes that car so big. It is already difficult to pass over here, but it's even more difficult when you are behind Francois Schink on the moment.
Yeah, he's elbows out and just making that car twice as wide. He's doing a great job defending against Wojciech right now.
Yeah, and of course he's holding on to Damon Mitchell, still in there for that third position, and they are actually both getting now closer to Micah Hendricks and Peter Herman.
Yeah, if these guys could just put away the fight a little bit, they've got enough speed to kind of work together. They might be able to track these leaders back down. Is looking pretty good out front right now. Looks like he's stretching the gap a little bit.
Yeah, I do have to say I'm not really worried about him getting spooked out by being on that first position. And while I say that nearly got the quickest time.
We got to move, Wojciech Swidovic just past Francois Schink coming into turn 1.
That was an amazing move. Wojciech Swidovic does take the patient and is now going up there. This is great to see. Francois Schink, what is he going to do? Because he has now immediately Logan McKenzie right over there as well.
Logan takes every bit of curve there, trying to get as much momentum exiting the corner as he can. It's not going to be enough to pull up on Francois, though.
But I do have to say, this is one of the best seasons of Alpha Touring Challenge, where we see so many fights and so many different winners coming up. Micah Hendricks, is he going to get this done? Because if he will, then it means some points back up there, and trying to see if he can make that gap closer with Wojciech Swidovic on the standings. But it does mean that Wojciech Swidovic also has the opportunity now to see if he can get past Damon Mitchell.
So I'm watching a little further back. Pim in P16, Zach Perry and Michael Zepp are going at it. They were side by side entering Moss Corner. Now they're side by side coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, it's actually Michael Zepp and Zach Perry who are doing that, and Eric Statzer is right behind there. But that is an interesting battle, and look at this, they're going side by side. And this is all the momentum that you need as Zach Perry. Zach Perry is really taking the wise choice and is now ahead of all the two drivers.
Eric Statzer gets inside. So we might be able to clear him coming up here. Maybe not.
Well, it's getting close. But Eric backs out of that one. Or actually takes that one. It's Michael Zepp who backs out of that one. But let's go to Wojciech Swidovic, because I have a feeling that he's going to get it.
Making a move on Damon Mitchell. Damon Mitchell had a bad exit coming out of Moss Corner, and Wojciech's got a great run as he pulls up right next to him.
But yeah, that outside line is going to be difficult, but he makes it work. Look at this. That is an amazing move. Wojciech Swidovic, if you want to vote for that overtake, vote 1.3, because that is an amazing one. Wojciech Swidovic, great move, but behind there, Francois Schink and Logan McKenzie. Logan McKenzie, is he going to make the move? He's never been this close.
No, it didn't quite have enough to get it in there. He really tried. He put the bumper on Francois just a little bit, exiting the last corner.
These are the battles. We still have 22 minutes to go, so it's still a long time to go. What do you think so far of this race, Charlie?
It's been good. I think that we still have it's going to continue to play out, and I don't think we're settled at the front. I think that there's still plenty more action to go. There's some fast guys here that are starting to get in the zone and starting to make some moves and move forward.
Exactly, and I do think maybe it's not good for the championship, but it would be great if Wojciech Swidovic is going to get closer to Peter Urban and is going to fight for position on Micah Hendricks. That's going to be a battle that we're going to see, but maybe that's going to be a little bit later. Currently, Wojciech Swidovic still has to work out with Peter Urban. And Damon Mitchell, Francois Schenk and Logan McKenzie are right behind there in that top 6.
Yeah, Logan McKenzie.
Logan McKenzie is doing the exact same thing. Look at this, Logan McKenzie. Is he going to make the move now? Because he is getting so close, but he lost a little bit of momentum. But it's enough to say hello to Francois Schenk there.
Yeah, he took the super inside line there, trying to cut that curbing, shorten that corner, but it just didn't work out.
But that's Logan McKenzie. He keeps on trying, and really nice to see that.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good driver. He's looking for speed everywhere. He's trying to see what he can do to gain an advantage without breaking the rules.
Yeah, look at this, and we do see in the chat that Teddy thinks that Wojciech Swidovic is just gonna be a big winner, but I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a hard fight. It's one thing to get closer to Micah Hendricks. It's one thing to overtake him. And on the moment Micah Hendricks is getting into that groove, he can sort this out, and he can wait for Wojciech Swidovic to get by. But he still needs to get by Peter
Wojciech's
Urban.
working on Peter, but Damon's still working all over the bumper of Wojciech. So, you know, Damon's a factor in this one right now, too.
Yeah, and as soon as that fight starts to happen, then Francois Schenk and Logan McKenzie are right over there, including Edward Gorman, currently on that 7th position, but everything still to play for. It is Micah Hendricks on the moment.
Goes way wide. Looks like he puts 3 tires out in the grass coming to the start-finish line, and doesn't look like he lost anything.
That sounds like a Wojciech Swidovic move, I have to say. But
he got that turbo grass boost.
Yeah, exactly. Logan McKenzie is not making that move anymore. It's the first time that he doesn't try to scare Francois Schenk on that first corner. Maybe they're going to see if they can get a little bit closer. It's currently 7 tenths away from that group from Wojciech Swidovic and Damian Mitchell.
Micah Hendricks stretched the gap. He's really starting to pull away from these guys. These guys are trying to battle. Wojciech's putting all kinds of pressure, and Peter Urban goes a little wide. Wojciech gets into the back of him. Damon Mitchell gets into the back of Wojciech.
Yeah, and look at who is that? Francois Schenk, who is pushing now.
Or is Logan McKenzie's going to capitalize and try to get by Damon Mitchell here.
Oh, and he does on that outside line, but then this is going to be the difficult part. What are they going to do?
Well, we know Francois is aggressive, so if he can try to put a move on Wojciech.
Logan McKenzie makes it happen on that outside line. Nearly impossible, but now he needs to hold that. It's going to be so difficult. And Damon Mitchell knows how to defend it.
Way off in the grass.
Logan, hold it off, and that means he's going to lose a spot to Edward Gorman and Connor Acetella right over there. But he's back in this field. It ain't over yet, and Damon Mitchell. Damon Mitchell
hits the wall a ton, comes back onto the racetrack. He's able to get it stopped. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, he has some damage over there. I hope his steering is still okay. We are looking at him, and this is not what we want to see for the Black Bar Racing community. Damon Mitchell is losing that and is now dropping back to 10th position. But how is it going with the rest of that group? Are there any more fallouts coming over there?
Well, I'll tell you, this is the best thing that could happen for P1 and P2 right now. Wojciech lost some time, so he's got quite the gap to make up now. And Micah's starting to pull away. This is probably the most beneficial right now is Micah Hendricks in this one.
Yeah, if I would put the music on for Wojciech Swidovic, then I would put Eye of the Tiger. Now is the time to crush it. 17 minutes to go. It's still 2.5 seconds from Micah Hendricks, and he needs to pass Peter Urban in between there as well. Peter Urban, what a great job he's doing on the moment, holding that car on that second position. Great job from him.
He hasn't succumbed to any pressure. He's running great laps. I mean, Micah's fast, and you know he is pulling away a little bit, but not by a lot. So shout out to Peter.
Yeah, definitely, and he can show his skills when Wojciech Swidovic is getting closer and closer together with Francois Schenk. Edward Gorman is in there. Logan McKenzie is a little bit further away.
Did you say Edward Gorman?
Sorry, you have to repeat that one more time. I don't know what you want to say about Edward Gorman, but let's keep it in between us, and let's move on to another driver. Logan McKenzie, what is he going to do? Is he going to make that move? No. Edward Gorman says no. This is the biggest battle up here, right in the front with Wojciech Swidovic, Francois Schenk, Edward Gorman. Not yet enough to make any moves, but it is now 1.3 seconds for Micah Hendricks.
P14 up plus 13 spots, trying to see if we can get by Mikey Alameda here.
Well, Eric Stetzer is on the moment on that 15th position. He's working with Zach Perry. But let's look at Logan McKenzie, because I have a feeling that Logan McKenzie is going to make a move. And while I say that, he is going to make that move on that first turn. Of course, on that first turn, I want to say. And Edward Gorman is the victim. He's going to drop one spot back. Logan McKenzie goes to see where Francois Schenk is.
And he just said that. It looks like Edward Gorman put a move on Connor Asatella.
No, I don't think so.
No, was it the other way around? Was it Raymond and Connor?
Well,
I just seen something flip. Sorry.
What I still see is Logan McKenzie and Edward Gorman going at it. But I do want to say Teddy has maybe made a point. Wojciech Swidovic is getting closer and closer. It's now 4/10 away from Peter Urban. When is that fight going to happen? He still has 15 minutes to go, but the time is getting closer and closer. But on the other hand, Micah Hendricks is not getting away from Peter Urban. Peter Urban is doing an excellent job on the moment.
Yeah, he's running a great race. I mean, even if he does succumb to Wojciech, you know, he's still got something to walk away proud for. So he's looking good tonight.
Oh, but it ain't over yet. He first needs to hold him at least off for a couple of laps and get Micah Hendricks in there. But look at this. Here he comes. Wojciech Swidovic. Is he going to do it? Yes, he's going to do it. All right, so let's keep Micah Hendricks in track, and let's see those sector times coming up. How fast is Swidovic, and how quickly does he get by?
So we're sitting at about 1.8 seconds currently. We'll see how long it takes to get to him.
Well, in the moment, they have the same time so far in Sector 1, or nearly the same time. So let's see, it's 1.6 seconds. And before we maybe look at the back a little bit, or no, I don't know. No, they're not fighting.
Yeah, the back of the field's pretty spread out.
I am curious, and look at this. Swidovic is now getting a little bit quicker, but not by much. Micah Hendricks is really pushing that car. And now we're getting into that last sector. Is Hendricks quicker on this last sector? Oh, and he isn't. This is where the time is won for Swidovic. Getting a little bit closer, but this is, I think, enough. If Micah Hendricks can keep these sector times, then he is ready to go for another victory. But Wojciech Swidovic, 12 minutes to go. What is he going to do?
He's got to push as hard as he can. I mean, Micah's running stellar laps, so you know he's He's not conserving up there.
No, definitely. I do see Damon Mitchell went into the pit lane together with Michael Zapp. Both had damage on that car and couldn't get it done anymore. We're looking on the moment to Wojciech Swiatovic, Peter Urban right behind there still. Francois Schink is getting closer each lap, but it's not yet enough. Still anything to play for. 11 minutes to go. I do see that Logan McKenzie is now also losing a little bit of momentum on Francois Schink. Maybe a bad exit on Moss Corner, and that immediately has big impacts for him. Because he's getting out of that draft, if there was any draft, and needs to work hard to get back into that 1 second.
Looks like Wojciech's cut about 0.6 out of the lead of Micah Hendricks.
Well, let's have a quick look at those lap times. Yeah, 3/10 on the moment. That is getting more and more, but Micah Hendricks is not over yet.
Getting to him is one thing, getting by him is another.
Exactly. And, you know, 1 or 2 tenths is not enough to make that move happen. But it is about the tension. It is about the struggle that we have seen. And Micah Hendricks and Wojciech Swiatovic are truly the leaders of this Alpha Touring Challenge. And we're going to see some amazing racing. Still 10 minutes to race for.
Yeah, and I'm certain when he gets there, it's going to be a heck of a battle.
Yeah, we're going to the forest. Micah Hendricks still in the lead. Wojciech Swiatovic right behind there, and then Peter Urban, Francois Schink, Logan McKenzie, Edward Gorman, Conor Acetella, and Raymond Choi. Let's see, how much time is Wojciech Swiatovic getting back on this lap?
He picked up another 0.4 there. Down to 0.6.
Oh, fifth. Yeah, that's a lot of time. He actually has the quickest time on the moment, 1:25.2. And he is getting really onto speed. I'm gonna go a little bit further back. Our newcomer, Kevin Clark, has found his way into the car and is now driving on the 17th position. We haven't spoken much about him. He's again in that fight with Jose Marie, who had that accident earlier in the race. He's trying to see if he can come back. It's a little bit of an Leo livery from Kevin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
It's great that he's there, but let's go back to the front, because now we're going to see the fight. Wojciech Swiatovic is all in there.
Yeah, Wojciech said knock knock.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to do it now. He can just wait and then find that momentum. He has done this with pretty much the whole top 10. And look at this, Wojciech Swiatovic is getting a lot of momentum. But he's on that outside line.
Micah protects the inside. That's a good move. We've seen a lot of moves coming into turn 1 today.
Yeah, we're going to see this for the rest of the race. Micah Hendricks makes that car very, very big. And Wojciech Swiatovic, who will try to see if he can get by there. But he needs to go every time to the outside. He's done it before in the last corners. Let's see if he can do that again. He's really studying Micah Hendricks on the moment.
Yeah, Wojciech's, they've been tying the third sector, but Wojciech's been faster sector 1 and sector 2 for the last 4 or 5 laps. So it looks like it's going to be sector 1 or sector 2 who's really going to be able to close the gap on him.
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, I totally disagree with Teddy in the chat. I don't think Wojciech can make it outside in turn 1, but definitely he can make it work in these last corners. So let's see if he can do that again. Micah Hendricks holds off on the moment. And behind there is also the battle still going on. Logan McKenzie, Francois Schenk. Logan McKenzie is all the way back over there. And Peter Urban needs to defend hard for that podium spot.
Yeah, as we cross the line, we're down to just under 6 minutes left. These guys don't have a ton of time.
No, definitely this is going to be difficult. I do have to say, I love Teddy in the chat. It's a welcome CAVOK fan, I have to say. But look at this, Logan McKenzie is still trying to see if he can get any closer, but also Connor Acetella and Edward Gorman right behind there. And look at this, Logan McKenzie, he's going to make a move. No, he's not.
It's 2 times he's shown that he wants to make a move. So I think he's trying to put the pressure on Francois.
Well, and then immediately he puts the pressure on Peter Urban, because that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, and it looks like Logan got a good run coming out of the hairpin there.
Well, and we're going to do the same thing.
It's really hard for these guys to pull next to each other. Here we go. Francois is going to go try to go around Urban.
Yeah, exactly. And he is going to make the move. And
on the outside, some contact. That leaves the door open for Logan McKenzie, but he can't quite get in there.
Park that bus. Park that bus. Peter Urban is doing it on the moment. What a great battle. And here he comes.
Logan McKenzie comes up the inside of Francois Schenk coming into turn 1. We've seen Logan do this all day long.
Yeah, exactly. Here he goes.
Easily make that pass.
And here you can see Teddy, he goes on the inside and not on the outside. But he is, of course, not a Wojciech Swiatovic. And Wojciech Swiatovic is getting closer and closer now to Micah Hendricks. What is he going to do?
Well, he's definitely showing Micah that he wants to make a move. Starting to fill his mirrors. These guys know it's crunch time.
Exactly, but that's not enough yet. We will have to do a little bit of more work. Behind Wojciech Swiatovic is completely empty on the moment, 4 seconds. It is really those 2 leaders, Wojciech Swiatovic and Micah Hendricks, who are going to bring it to the top. But as we said before, this is what we want to see. That battle for the race, the championship. Wojciech Swiatovic and Micah Hendricks. What a great battle we're going to get over here.
Yeah, Wojciech's the closest he's been. Here comes to the outsides, breaking the draft.
Yeah, and please hold on, because have a look at Logan McKenzie as well. I'm looking at Wojciech Swiatovic. He's going to try it on the outside. He's done that before, but not with Micah Hendricks. But how is Logan McKenzie doing? Because Logan McKenzie is going to try
Logan McKenzie's trying the outside. Now he's on the inside here. Coming into the last corner. He's going to try the over-under. Oh, he had to back out of it, or he was going to run him over.
Yeah, and behind there is Connor Acetella, who had a quick look, but Edward Gorman immediately closes that door as well. And this is really going to be the battles that we're going to see. What have we been waiting for? 3 minutes left and everything to play for. Look at this, Wojciech Swiatovic yet again tries another run on Micah Hendricks.
We've got a 4-way battle for 4th place. Francois Schenk, Logan McKenzie, Edward Gorman, and Connor Acetella are all going at it. Caution to the wind.
Yeah, it's difficult to pick a fight because if they are going to do something, they're probably going to do it yet again in those last few corners. On the moment, it is really Peter Urban who gets a little bit further back. And that fight over there. But let's go to Wojciech Swiatovic. What is he going to do? Yet again. That outside line is so difficult. Micah Hendricks knows exactly how he needs to defend that. And that's maybe not going to happen. Micah Hendricks really closes that door now for a couple of laps. I think Wojciech Swiatovic, does he have another trick? How is on the moment Logan McKenzie doing together with
he's still over Francois Schenk. He's trying. Francois is driving tough. He's making it wide. He's not making it easy for him. Behind them, Connor Acetella is working on Edward Gorman. Same thing. Edward Gorman's making that car as wide as possible. It's not easy to pass. Oh, Logan McKenzie puts a rear tire in the grass, gets the car to turn in real quick. That was almost a big move or a big wreck. I don't know, Ben.
Well, of course, I nearly want to say Logan McKenzie holds it on. What a different season he has so far. He really needs to struggle and to fight for every lap. And I definitely think he's going to have a lot of fun in that car with a big smile over there. But let's go to Wojciech Swiatovic, because Wojciech Swiatovic yet again is right over there. Is he going to do it this time?
And it's possible we're coming to the white flag. Down to 15 seconds on the timer here.
Yeah, and on the moment. Oh, there he goes! Wojciech Swiatovic is just sliding away, and that means that Micah Hendricks has a big advantage over there. Is he going to hold back? Is he going to hold down?
White flag in the air. Here we go, Pim. 1 to go.
Oh, this does give him great opportunities for Micah Hendricks. Wojciech Swiatovic. What is he doing? He's trying to get back so quickly. Maybe he can do it. It's still 5th tenths, but then there is that big group behind there. Francois Schenk, Logan McKenzie, Edward Gorman, Connor Acetella are all still in there. Peter Urban, is he already safe? Or does he need to get to work for that 3rd spot?
Well, Logan McKenzie is flashing all over the place. He's driving from left to right. He's doing everything he can to try to get Francois Schenk off of his game. If Francois goes a little wide there, Logan's going to pull up to his right. It's going to put him to the outside of this corner, but the inside coming into Moss corner, Francois is able to stay ahead of him.
Yeah, but we are looking at this field because we thought it was already over, but we have one more opportunity. And if Wojciech Swiatovic has one more opportunity, it is still possible. He's getting closer and closer. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, and he is that right there. What is he going to do? This is the last lap. We are running out of time. He needs to make a move, but he needs to make the move right now. He's going to the outside. That's different. Yeah, he is getting there, but it's Micah Hendricks who gets ahead of him, and I don't think that that's going to happen. Micah Hendricks, ooh, slows down.
We got contact in the back. Francois Schenk gets into the back of Peter Urban. Peter Urban's going to lose 2 spots. No, Logan McKenzie pulled in. Oh, even more contact.
This is crazy ending. Crazy ending. And it is Logan McKenzie who gets onto that 3rd spot. Francois Schenk, 4th. Peter Urban all the way moves back to 5th position. But what exactly happened?
Got the short end of the stick on that one. I think he loses 4 spots.
All right, let's have a quick look. What exactly happened over
what
there?
A finish.
Francois, so in that last lap, Peter Urban had a really bad exit and then comes back onto it. How much? I don't see where that exactly went wrong.
So Peter Urban got hit in the back from I don't see the names. What happened here? Francois Schenk, and then that caused Peter to lose his momentum, and Logan was able to come to the inside of both of those guys and pass them.
Oh wow!
And then further behind, Edwin Gorman kind of goes wide, and Peter Urban comes back across him, hits him, and that causes Connor Acetella to go off the track. And man, that was like 5 cars. Almost 4 cars of contact.
But what a great driving from Peter Urban till that last corner. Because he had everything up there and then suddenly got into that accident and losing a couple of spots and drops back to 5th position. But yeah, that was a very interesting race. Let's have a quick look at the last results that we will have over here. Yeah, we can have a look. Results, here we have them. Here we have the results. So it is Micah Hendricks, 1st position. Congratulations on that one. Wojciech Swiatovic takes that 2nd position with 0.1 seconds. And then Logan McKenzie on that 3rd position. But lots of things to talk about with Francois Schenk, Peter Urban, Edwin Gorman all behind there. That was an amazing battle. I'm gonna have a quick look, and I see we already have some people in the booth. Always one of our favorites to have here in the booth is Matt Zepka. Matt Zepka, you had a terrible incident in the first heat. Let's talk quickly about that, and then let's talk about the future. How was your race?
The incident in the first heat was my fault. I was trying to pass Dan, and then I just broke too late and kind of slid across him on my own. The second feature, or the regular race, I was doing my best, and I didn't get enough practice, which was pretty evident, I think. But I was trying to keep myself clean and picked up a few free spots from that. But
yeah, I'm just checking out. You had an amazing start and just passed everybody over there. So that went really well. Nice job from that. We also have a couple of other people here in the booth. Damon Mitchell. Damon, you had a great feature race, or not? Damon, are you there? I don't think Damon. No, I don't think he can hear me so far. But then let's go back to Logan McKenzie. Logan McKenzie. I was saying you have a little bit more of a difficult season where you need to fight for these ones, but you gotta have a lot of laughs in the car. It was such a great fight that you see. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, for basically both of my entire races, I was looking at the back of Francois's car, so it was good. The tires did not get as bad as I was afraid they were going to. I just it's difficult to pull off a pass when the person ahead of you really knows what they're doing, and so I was stuck behind Francois for quite a while.
Yeah, exactly. And then you keep trying to at least scare him out. I think that's also the tactic with Logan McKenzie. Always when you see him in the back, he's just showing that he's there. And that turn one, was that your favorite overtake turn?
It was really kind of the best overtaking spot, I think, because I was getting such a good run out of that last corner, especially compared to Francois, that I just had to keep, and I did it to Edward, I believe, too.
Yeah.
You get a nose in there, and people aren't used to driving offline and turn one, so it's easy to kind of pit people there.
But I do have to say, my favorite overtake from you was actually going into the last corners and going on that outside line. I'm not sure where you did it or who was there, but that was a great move. And we have not seen many people take that route, but that was some great racing. I'm going to try one more time. Damian Mitchell, are you back up here in the booth, and can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. What an amazing race. I'm so happy that you're here in the booth up here with us. Tell us about that feature race, because that was just mad.
Yeah, I think overall, I mean, granted the second heat, I ended up in 17th at the end, but the first heat was an amazing drive there with Peter Urban. He made a little mistake going into turn 3, got him there, and then just stayed up there with Edward Gorman for a while until I had a misshift in the hairpin, which seemed to be my Achilles heel for the whole race today. I just could not find the midpoint turn braking point at all, which showed in the feature when I got up on Waj, got on the inside. I gave him a little tap, turned him sideways, tried to straighten him out, got myself some damage, which ended up causing me some other problems in sector 3, pushing out Logan wide in the penultimate turn, or the last corner, but and going wide in the first turn. But still, overall, it was a great race. I think it was a shame to see Kurt Smith go off in turn 2 from the lead.
It was a bit shocking, I have to say, and I think that was maybe a little bit of a broadcast curse, or maybe it was a little bit the tension that you have on that first spot, because that is quite difficult, but still great racing from Black Bar Racing up here. And then, of course, let's have a quick look. Let's go to let's go first to Wojciech Swiatovic. Wojciech, you don't have to bring your wife to work, so great that you're here. You had a difficult race. A lot of people to overtake in that feature race, and you took them every lap you had one or two overtakes. But then that last one to Micah Hendricks, that was a little bit more difficult. Tell us all about your race.
and it's super difficult to make a move here. I could never get a good run at the exit. Well, I could get a good run, but it was never good enough to attack anyone. And most of my overtakes were pretty much from other people's mistakes. And yeah, Micah didn't make any mistakes tonight.
Well, I was complimenting Logan about that overtake on the last corners on the outside line. You did exactly the same thing, which was really, really impressive. But yeah, you're right. Then you come to Micah Hendricks, and Micah Hendricks just knows this track, knows how to defend. And it's going to be really, really difficult. Micah, congratulations with that victory. It was needed for the standings. How are you feeling today?
I feel pretty good. Definitely, Woj had the pace to win. It's just fortunate for me. I was able to kind of avoid some of the stuff, get out in front, and then position the car right on it's such a tricky track to pass on. You know, he was pretty much half a second faster than me, and still couldn't make the move stick. So that just shows how difficult it is to pass here.
Yeah, exactly. And Micah, did you thought about Road Atlanta when you were ahead of the whole group, and were you hoping for that big incident like you were involved in Road Atlanta, because that could have gone big impacts? But yeah, you did everything right, and then those last 3 laps, Wojciech Svidovic is coming back. You think, all right, I'm going to defend him. He's going to be off in that last track, and then suddenly he comes back. How much tension is, how much is your blood going to raise then?
My blood pressure went down a little bit after a little bit of contact around the long right-hander. I don't even know what turn number that is. Saw him get a little bit loose, and saw he was 0.6 back and coming across the start-finish line. Then he was a good 0.2 quicker on the double right coming down the hill back onto the back stretch. So I never really let my guard down, because I figured you'd at least have a shot at it.
Yeah, well, you made it work, and it's great for the championship because we'll get a little bit more tighter, and we might see some last ending races completely with a big fight from you two going on. I want to thank everybody for coming.
Hold on,
yeah,
hold on, Pim. Hold on just a minute, Pim. We got one more thing to say. Logan, you being the beneficiary of the last lap chaos to the finish line, when you were coming down the backstretch, what were you thinking your move was going to be? And then tell me, when those guys started crashing in front of you, what was going through your head?
Well, and I had done it to Francois to get around him in the first race, as you mentioned, around the outside. He was braking so much earlier. He was really struggling, I think, either with the tires or just the Veloster in general was not carrying him through those corners. So I knew if I could get alongside, I could do something. I saw him, tap Peter there. And once we got around the first corner, I was basically just kind of praying I wouldn't get hit. I got a 3 wide call at one point, and at that point, you're just kind of tensing up and waiting for it. But it never came. And I think it's where I would have finished anyway. If it weren't for, I had Damon had that damage and I had to go kind of off track, but in the end, I recovered it anyway.
Yeah, well, you did a great job parting the seas and just being in the right position. So congratulations on your P3.
Yeah, and while we're with Logan, maybe do you have any shout outs for anybody?
Shout out to Francois, because it's always good to have a battle with someone you've been racing with for 2 years like that. We both know exactly what the other person's going to do. We know the moves. We know the cadence of the battle. So always fun to have a race-long battle like that.
No, definitely. Well, big shout out, of course, also to all those new drivers, because you have your main competitors that you know for 3 years, but then suddenly Peter Urban, Edward Gorman, Raymond Choi as a best rookie is coming in. So it's great to see this league evolving every time. Damon Mitchell, do you have any shout outs for anybody?
No, I'd give a couple shout outs to a few outstanding drivers. I think Jose Mori did a really good job today, putting it on the 18th for the first heat, moving up 2 positions in the primary. I see him out in the pubs quite often, getting the grind in, and he's definitely punching his weight for his IR. And just a shout out to all the drive outs out there. And again, sorry, Waj, for the tap.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear. And yeah, great shout out for Jose. I think he was involved in an incident and then yet to come back over there. This is great to see that spirit of him coming every week up here. Matt Zepka, any shout outs from you?
Shout out to Peter Urban for joining again after having a rough first go. Shout out to Mike T. And Zach Perry and Michael Zepp and Dan Sedano.
Are you gonna go through the whole list, or?
I want to everyone I had good races with, but Peter Urban, he had a rough go at Road Atlanta. I don't know, like, it feels like everyone's first race in a league race is a tough race, so it's good to see that people come back. We had 30 cars-ish, and I was impressed. But so, yeah, shout out to everyone who joined over the past few weeks. Shout out to Micah for winning. Shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think it's great, and definitely all those new drivers, and also so clean. I have to say, the first few laps, we normally expect a lot of chaos. Up here in the ATC, it's a little bit different. There's a lot of patience and a lot of nice overtakes without too much damage. So that's always great to see. Let's go to Wojciech Svidovic. Wojciech, any shout-outs from you?
Oh my God! Again.
Okay, Wojciech, we do this every week. You should get to know what is going to happen. We're going to do a shout-out. You're going to shout out your wife, of course.
Oh yeah, of course. Shout out to my shout out to my wife. She's actually up now. I'm gonna give her a lift in 50 minutes.
Oh.
So yeah, she's getting ready for work, and yeah, for you guys here, like doing the broadcast, it's amazing to to come back and watch it the next day or even right after the race. It's always good memories.
Awesome.
Having a chance to come back to that. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thank you for coming to the booth, and we'll have to just do this a lot of times, and then you will know exactly how this script is going. And then, of course, we're going to Micah Hendricks. Micah, congratulations. I was a little bit worried that maybe the marriage, the whole atmosphere around this is getting a little bit less, but you took momentum back again and won that victory. Any shout-outs for you?
Well, I think I got a nice salmon dinner before the race. She's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Just practice, and I'll get your food ready." So that was pretty cool.
I do have to say, I had some doubts when I didn't see you in the Alt F4 race because you had other obligations. But yeah, if I hear that, then I think you're on the right path.
Oh yeah, but no, I'd like to shout out Woj for being nice and clean the last couple laps. There was definitely a couple points in that. I don't know, 6-7 laps you're behind, but you could have poked a good nose, but you kept it clean, and it was always fun to battle.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming here in the booth, and then of course, Charlie, how are you doing? And do you have any last words for the broadcast?
Well, I'm doing great because Monday nights is the best. So shout out to everybody in ATC for putting on great races every week. I'm glad we get so many that show up. It makes it a ton of fun. I want to say congrats to Micah on his victory. I think Kurt Smith won the B race, the Delta race, but I'm not certain on that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna happen because he had that major crash, remember? I'm curious.
Yeah, so
actually.
I
don't know.
I don't have the full list of those guys, but congrats to whoever that was. I'll do better next week on that one, I promise. And next week is Monza combined, and I got to tell everybody at home, this is going to be something that you've never seen before. These cars are going to be on the rev limiter for what feels like 20 minutes a lap. So I have a feeling that we're going to have tons of bumper-to-bumper drafting, all that kind of stuff. So tune in because it's definitely going to be a good one.
That is a nice thing to say because it is that special race that we're going up to. Well, I want to thank everybody who's watching. I think it's great to have up here. Big shout out to Teddy. Really brings back the live chat over here. I love to do that. Thank you all for being up here, and I wish you guys a great rest of the week. We're going to be here at the QRL on Wednesday, and otherwise we're going to meet you Sunday, BRL. But for now, big shout out to you all.